Hi, this is Charting Man Dan of TheChartGuys.com, home of technical analysis education. Click the link for a free week trial, no credit card required, and gain access to our multiple live broadcasts daily, community chat room, educational videos, nightly watch lists, and more. Invest in your education and future and join the community today. Hello everybody, apologies for the poor audio. I'm on the road this weekend and currently in a parked car in the rain, so please bear with me. But looking at the biotech sector here, we'll start with IBB, and why I haven't liked the biotech sector this week is because of the indecision in the back and forth. So we can see red or green, red, green, red, green all 5 days this week. No clear direction, but we are seeing the 10-day moving average support hold, and the higher highs each day does indicate the bulls are showing some strength. So key 10-day moving average to keep an eye on is 259.44, and we rejected from the middle Bollinger Band resistance of 264.58. We can see the high of the last bounce attempt was 265.06, and we did get to 265.15, but that's not very significant of a break, and that is definitely some strong resistance still at this point. So we are on the verge of a bullish MACD cross and on the verge of a bullish cross of the RSI above 50. The weekly chart is where the action is for IBB. Clear support off the 200-week moving average, and clear resistance, the 10-week and the middle Bollinger Band. So those resistances are 266.26 and 267.91. Those levels need to be updated at the open on Monday because they're going to be very close to where the price currently stands. And it's going to be very telling next week where we close the week. If we close above both of those resistances, we'll be looking back up at the high we hit on the breakout up in the 289 level. But if we get rejected, we will look for this range to continue to tighten and for us to head back down to this 200-week support and wait for a more clear breakout. So daily chart hasn't been giving some clear indications. The correlation between the S&P 500 and the biotech sector varies a lot. Some days it's very strong, some days it's very weak, so that makes it a little bit difficult as well. Let's check out XBI and then we'll look at LABU and LABD. So XBI on the daily chart does look a little bit different. Let me just pull up the weekly here as well. So the daily chart for XBI already broke its higher high and now has all moving averages support on the daily chart. So this is a much more bullish looking past 2 weeks for XBI than it is for IBB. So there is some variation in these biotech ETF and biotech sectors depending on which ticker you're looking at. So we had the bullish MACD cross, close up at the high, all moving averages as support, and resistance we're looking up at 55.35, and then the high on the breakout 58.31, 58.38. So we'll see how much momentum the bulls do have here. We already have the bullish cross of 50 and the bullish MACD cross, so one step ahead of IBB. And if we look at the weekly chart here, also already closing above the key resistance on the weekly chart. So XBI is looking a lot more bullish than IBB. We'll see if that means that IBB is going to be a laggard and follow along next week. So we'll definitely need to keep an eye on both. If we check out LABU compared to LABD, we can see that LABU is looking a lot more like XBI than it is IBB, and that's because all moving averages are support here besides the 100-day and the 200-day, which are a ways away. But we did get the bullish MACD cross, we did get the bullish cross of 50 on the RSI, increase in volume, and close at the high of the day. So all of these moving averages will be resistance to start next week. Resistance we're looking at from here is up at 32.86, and the weekly chart for LABU is going to be looking the same as XBI, getting above those key middle Bollinger Band and 10-week moving average resistances. I actually take that back. We still have that middle Bollinger Band as resistance, and that level is 30.61, so we'll need to watch that closely. We did get that bullish reversal doji last week, and we confirmed it in a strong way with a green Marubozu here, which is when the bulls control the entirety of the candlestick. So bulls are in control currently. LABD, we'll check out the daily chart, losing lots of key support. And we can see LABD on the weekly has no moving average support. We're looking down here at the previous low of 34.85. And checking out the daily chart for LABD, losing its 200-day moving average support was a red flag number 1 for the bulls, and since then it's just been lower highs and lower lows. So we're looking down at the low of 34.85 down here where we established support before that bounce. So the biotech bulls affirming their strength so far this week, and we'll see if that can continue into next week. Obviously, anytime the S&P 500 is green, it does help the biotech sector, as was the case today. So we'll need to keep an eye on how strong that correlation remains next week, and if the bulls can keep this momentum up. So that is what we're looking at the biotech sector. LABU looking a lot better after the past couple of days, and we will keep an eye on them. I appreciate you watching the video, and I hope you have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. The Chart Guys community has compiled trader tips from dozens of traders over the last year and put together a free ebook you can access by clicking the button and entering your email. Have a wonderful night.